Oh, okay, we go first with the Elvish Mystic in hand, which is always what we want to see. I think we go for the Once Upon a Time first, because that's free. And yeah, we'll go for the Changeling. That's a fun card. As I said in the deck tech, is these Changelings, they're just there to give you some value if you flip Polukranos, but the value is pretty awesome. Just getting there is the issue. Turn 2 Polukranos, can't sniff at that. Being green-blue, they probably have more counter spells than removal spells, so we'll see what's going on. Mirari's Wake is going to be epic. So let's swing with a 4/5 first. I could just kill the Leafkin Druid and slow them down a bit. Maybe that's better. Or I could Migration Path. Yeah, let's go for Migration Path, because the quicker we get out the Mirari's Wake, the quicker we'll be able to double spell on each turn. And it's still fairly early. They've got 4 mana. Invasion of Zendikar, yikes, that went up pretty damn quick. Luckily, this creature's got 0 power, so they're not going to be hurting us. Ooh, our Revelation's really good to destroy everything. The only issue is if we've got Mirari's Wake. Yeah, we'll go for Mirari's Wake here. Okay. Do we care about this? Give the Imposter first. Okay. I mean, we're definitely coming in hot with this damage. We'll see what they've got. Worst case scenario, you all know it. Bounce all our stuff. Emoti, so they're going to Cascade. What are they going to get? Ulamog goes away. So Ulamog's on the bottom. And you can see by scrolling all the way to the bottom. Actually, it doesn't actually show you that. That's strange. Legendary creature. See, if we wipe the field, it's going to hurt. So I think it's just better to... Let's just see what's in the hand. 3, 6, 7, 8. Oh my goodness. Jingataxius. Okay, let's... 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we want to slow them down for that, don't we? Oh, yikes. Turn this on. And they're just going to block the Mystic, aren't they? Okay, we'll swing with those. So they're going to get an extra turn, which is horrendous. Down to 5. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So extra turn and a Goreclaw. Okay. And a Zopandrels to give them double power. I think we got really lucky here, guys. Because I still don't think we don't die to the Zopandrel. Even though that is a lot of power. We've got 4 power just here. This goes up every combat. Okay, I'm just trying to think what we should do. So I think we'll exile this anyway, because that can finish us off very, very quickly. So exiling is good. It means they can't gain indestructible if they sacrifice 2 creatures. I'm scared of this Djinn. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's gonna be a lot. So if we attack now, we lose everything. Okay, I think we still attack anyway. Just attack. See what they do. It's very tempting to go for this hour. Very tempting, because if we do, it means we get 4 Hydras. So I kind of hope they don't block this, although they're really thinking about the 10. This is Oh my goodness. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so they're going to lose mana sources here. Sacrifice to draw a card. Okay. Down to 1. Right. I think we go for it. Blow up everything. Because otherwise that Jink attaches is going to come down. And we should get 4 Hydras here. Oh my goodness, how beautiful is that? And yeah, and that's the power of the 2 mana 3/1. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And yeah, it slows them getting that down by a considerable amount, because now that's obviously 12 mana due to our elite spellbinder there. So they need a board wipe, or I still don't feel that safe, to be honest, because if they bounce all our stuff, we lose 4 Hydras. They could go for the emoti just to cascade, but they'd need 4 blockers. Okay, going for potluck here. So something like Whelming Wave would have been perfect because it would have bounced everything. But yeah, we got him, guys. So don't underestimate the value of a 2/1 changeling. That's all I'm saying. Hello there, and welcome to today's video, which is Polukranos Reborn, which is an interesting build. So you should stick around and see exactly why that is. Mainly because it's a Hydra tribal deck, but there's barely any Hydras in it. And the reason for that is a lot of the Hydras that exist, so I can actually quickly show you all. The Hydras that exist in the game itself, there's not that many. So how many have we got here? Like a dozen or so, right? And they're all really quite expensive, and they all actually focus around +1/+1 counters, quite a lot of them. Like, this isn't even a Hydra, but it cares about counters. This Hydra does, but it's okay. It's just not amazing. Iron Scale Hydra's pretty good. Bristling Hydra's good, but I didn't really want to just put them in the deck because they were Hydras. I think that would just make the deck weaker, sadly. So if you didn't know, the reason why the deck should be Hydras is because the flip side of this says whenever it or another Hydra dies, you get a 3/3 reach and a 3/3 lifelink. So that's the really juicy part of this card when you flip it. So that's why you would want Hydras. But I think in Commander it's going to be a lot better because there's a lot more Hydras, essentially. One way that I did to cheese the system is I put changelings. Oops, if I can spell that properly. Is I put a few changelings, so not even that many. There's only 4 that I think were just kind of scraping the acceptability scale. So Faceless Agent comes in, it gives you a creature from your deck, which is the most prevalent type. This is also Hydra. So the cool thing about these really cheap Hydras is that when they die, you're going to get 2 3/3s, which is actually insane if you think about the rate. I know you're paying a lot of mana to get this. You're paying 9 to 10 mana to get the flip side, but if you do happen to have one of these guys out, you're going to get some good value. This one can exile an artifact or enchantment. This one puts a counter on something, and this one is just a vanilla. So they're not amazing, but this is exactly what I'm saying. The Hydras just aren't at that position right now where you can have a really powerful tribal deck, I don't think, anyway. Also, the fact this is triple green to cast means you can't reduce the cost of Polukranos, so it's a tricky one, especially when you have a dual color deck like this, which has green and white mana. But even despite all that, number 1, I had a lot of fun playing this deck, and number 2, I think it's actually pretty decent power level because it's just really good value. I'm absolutely in love with these 2 swords lately. Like, they're 2 of the strongest swords I think they've ever made, and they happen to be in the game, which is just amazing. I think even it goes to show that these swords' power level is so high, but still, I don't think it's broken. Because you still have to connect, you have to pay 5. And I still think there's a lot more broken stuff you can do, even if you are very unlucky to face me when you have a red or green deck or a blue or black deck. You can't interact with these out, but at least you can try and destroy the artifact, which is not entirely possible. The deck is essentially a mid-rangey, aggro-y style deck with a few interesting elements to top it all off. See, the thing is, when you flip Polukranos, you kind of want to have a lot of board wipes. So we've got the usual Day of Judgment, Wrath of God. Because if you have this guy out and there's a load of creatures on the other side of the field, it doesn't feel too bad when you wipe because you're getting 2 3/3s. Which goes into my other point of, you can also make this into a token care matters strategy. But I just felt like it was a lot of mana to just turn it into that, and then you need like Anointed Procession or Mondrak out to get the double the tokens. But I don't think you do. I think that's too many hoops, to be honest. I like using this just as a beat stick. Reach is kind of okay, but if you give a sword to it, it's just fantastic. It's just a really fun, different style of deck that I don't think we see many of these days. I think it's a very fair deck. There's nothing unfair at all. It's mostly just beat stick. It's got all the usual suspects when you look into ramp. You know, your Lotus Cobras into the north, Augur of Autumn, Corsair Crufix playlands at the top, Mirari's Wake, Warren Klex is a really nice new addition, which just gives you lands. If you just like general value and sort of just fairly linear gameplay, I think this could be the deck for you. I do recommend it if you're a fan of white-green, which is so underrepresented on Arena. Everyone's playing blue or black these days, and frankly, it's kind of miserable sometimes. So when you make decks like this, you do tend to see weaker decks as well, so keep that in mind. It's just a bit of fun. So if you like the look of the deck and you want to give it a go yourself, which I highly recommend actually, deck list will be below. And yeah, if you fancy donating to the channel, you can check out the Ko-fi donations page, which is a short link in the description box. You can donate any amount. And also there's the memberships that you can join, be a part of the channel. And if you do, I can create you one deck of your choice per month, which is pretty awesome. And if you don't want to donate that way, you can also donate via my Amazon wishlist as well. So with all that in mind, let's get into the games. Wow, okay. Elvish Mystic in the opening hand again. Very peculiar. Very odd. And they've gone for a Karuga Emoti build. That's interesting. So we can go for turn 2 Polukranos again. That's weird. Sometimes you just get the same card over and over again. Okay, we've got some removal. Got some more ways to get mana. Incredible. We'll find a land. Wow, and a harmonized. Jeez. This is a literal god hand. Literal god. Invasion of Ravnica can kill something as well. Topiary Stomper. So that's going to give him a land as well. I just feel like we're too fast for him here. Exile that. And then we can even get the invasion flipped already. Wow. So invasions are really good when your commander is very high power. So it's turn 4, and we've already got 10 power on the field. And this, so whenever we cast a 2-color spell, we get to look at the top 6 and reveal a card that's 2 colors. It's not amazing in this deck, but it's just nice value, isn't it? Okay, here we go. What do they get? Vastwood Surge, so they're going to get 2 basics. That was actually a really good hit from them. Because obviously they want to cast humongous spells. But now we're going to get some ramp of our own with the Scouting Hawk before that becomes defunct. And yeah, I think we exile this here to stop them getting any more Cascade. Like, it doesn't stop them having scary big things in the hand, but absolute smush them to pieces. Down to 11, so they need a wipe of some kind, I think. 9, yeah, we have lethal on board. Hedron Archive. Do they have any removal? Time Warp. 3. So they could go for Ulamog or Kozilek or something. Gonna go for random. And they get a Selvala. Sure, so they've got 2 blockers, I suppose. 2 blockers. And a Harrow. Even more mana. I'm pretty scared though, because if they've got Ulamog, that would be 2 of our things gone. So it'd probably be these 2. Does this have trample? No trample. There's no point. Okay, I think we'll just go for the Vorinclex first. Give them something else to be scared of, unless they counter it. We also draw a card from the Selvala. Ooh, Master Vandal is good. If only we had... Do we have something in the graveyard? We don't yet. Alright, let's just try and bluff them a bit. Just go for an Alpha. See if they block the Elvish Mystic. Because that means that it will go into the graveyard for the Vandal to kill the Archive. Wow. Down to 5. That's scary, because it means they've got something really good. So if it is Ulamog, we're going to lose the Vorinclex and maybe the Guild Hat. Oh, it's a Cityscape leveler. Okay, so they're going to get a Cascade and destroy something. So yeah, Vorinclex is saying bye. We get a Power Stone token, which actually can be used to flip the Polukranos. Wow. So they get to draw loads of cards. Cage Sun going to double their mana. Oh my goodness. This has suddenly become pretty impossible, I think. Oh well. So they've got 6 mana to do something else. They can Cascade again if they play a 6 mana spell. And this pumps their team. This is essentially Mirari's Wake for Artifact version. They've got 8 mana still. World Spell. They're going to put 2 things into play. And they've got a River's Rebuke. Wow, yeah, I think that's us done for. So the World Spell's pretty damn strong. Put them into our hand. Average Emoti player. I think this is CGBs or LVD's build, so it's very strong. Very popular in the upper metas. Oh, and a Paradox Engine. This has got to be CGB's. It's got to be CGB's deck. Okay. All we'll do is send a message because we're going to die. Why is it asking me to use the auto tapper here? Sorry, why is it asking me to just suddenly... I'm not in full control, but it's asking me which lands to use there. Weird. What is making our spells cost more? Yeah. That's strange. I don't know. I swear sometimes Arena just does some stuff like, oh, we're just going to randomly make you tap more cards. Yeah, for some reason the auto tapper just had an absolute weird thing there. So yeah, I think I'm just going to quit here, guys, because they've got Paradox Engine, so they can untap everything after they cast spells. So they've kind of got like infinite mana sort of thing. This is... I mean... I guess I'll play it out, but they're drawing cards as well. Untap it. So you cast a creature spell, power 5 or greater, put a counter on this and untap it. Bloody hell. So it's like a built-in Paradox Engine anyway. Engineer. So it's just loads of ramp spells. Which makes me wonder if they have a finisher, because... surely they can just win somehow, like a Crater Hoof or something, right? Alright, yeah, I think that's it. So Karuga's going to draw like loads of cards here. Cool, I'll call it now because I've got enough cards to kill me. They've got the Paradox Engine, Hadron Archive. Cool. Painful. Yeah, opponent goes first, but we've got a really nice starting hand here. Elvish Mystic. Or do we go for Sentinel? I think we go for the Mystic. I think the idea is ramping first, right? I'm a bit scared though, because this is a very board wipe heavy colour pairing. And we've got lots of weaklings here. 1 toughness or 2 toughness, so... Let's see what they go for. Jaxis. Jaxis with Blitz, that's strange. Why did they do that? Turn 2 Polukranos is pretty common in this deck. I'm kind of impressed. I guess that's the power of having the Llanowar Elves and the Elvish Mystic in the same deck. Swiftfoot Boots. Okay. Try and go for the Oracle here. 1 blue open. They're going to tap the Polukranos. Interesting. I mean, it was a bit wasteful there. It wasn't lethal. I think if you tap that early, it's not a good play, sadly. Unless they board wipe here, but then that was certainly a token 4. Even if I did have a board wipe, I still would have not done that spell.
We'll create great things, you and I.
Okay, so they're just letting me kill Saheeli. That's interesting. Mirari's Wake. See, that's some very strange plays, because they tapped...
Innovation knows no bounds.
They tapped... I don't know. Maybe they've got some big plans here, like a board wipe or something. So they're going to gain control of Polukranos. Interesting. Gain control of Polukranos. That is quite annoying. Let's do some ramping. I really want to see some lands on top. That would be nice. And I think the scary part about the fact they've stolen it is they can flip it for 6 now, and then they get a lifelinker. And then we're going to have to deal with our own Polukranos. Interesting. So now this gets interesting. Now we're racing. Need some kind of removal spell would be good. What creatures are in the graveyard? None. So... can't think. Okay, let's equip this to the Oracle. Swinging with these. See what we get with the Soul Stealer Axe. Extraction Specialist. Okay. I still feel pretty confident because I've got Mirari's Wake, but what's in their hand? Okay, so they can kill any creature they want with a Surge. Now we can start playing creatures off the top, which is pretty awesome. Get into the north. Playing more lands. And our field's looking pretty hench, I have to say. We've got loads of mana to play with. So annoyingly, if they attack into us and we block, they're going to get the 2 3/3 tokens. And then Broodcloud can... You may choose a token you control. Each other token becomes a copy of that token. They can start copying our lifelink tokens. That's pretty wild, actually. That is pretty wild. Ornithopter. So they're going to kill something now with a voltage surge. They can deal 4 damage to anything they want. They want to kill that. Okay. Not attacking in. Sword on top. God damn it. Very good blocker. Who would have thought it? Let's go for the temple. See if there's any creatures on top then. Invasion of Ravnica can exile a monocolor thing. Damn, that's annoying as well. We can't play that either. We just can't get through. Our own commander. LOL. Okay. Okay. Day of Judgment on top. I guess we're just going to have to wait, aren't we? None of these can get through. Yeah. It's not worth attacking, because if we attack, they're going to gain 6. Here comes Brudiclad. A bit strange that they got rid of the boots, though. Because the boots means that I can now target whatever I want to. Let's make a dude. I mean, eventually I think we're just going to be able to Alpha Strike, but we just need to deal 22 damage in one hit after the blocks. Anti-scale shield. Could just blow up the world here, but that does not seem very good. Does it? Oh dear. Getting properly owned by my own Polly. God damn it. I wonder if they see the lifelink token play as well. So they need to attack. It's a bit of investment though, because this is the beginning of combat trigger. Looks like they found some kind of removal spell, maybe? Shatter Skull Smashing. Oh my goodness. So we do get to protect them, thankfully. Well, that was very, very lucky. I'm very grateful for that. Holy crap, that was lucky. So not a bit annoying because we can't use it aggressively now. But yeah, getting rid of both of our utility creatures would have been very sad. They're going to get another blocker. It's quite scary. Okay, we can play that off the top. Shall I think, okay, there's the... I think I found it. Shall I is the thing we needed, guys. It's going to help us break the stall. But Seiju... Or we can draw that as well. How do we draw this? We just have to wait, aren't we? This can give us a creature or land. Okay, let's just see what we get with this anyway. There could be something else on top. Selfless? Okay, I'm happy about that. That's a good card. Let's do one pump and see what that looks like. Pretty damn good. Do it again. And again. I think that's lethal. There's only one way to find out. Yeah, so we need to deal 22 in excess, don't we? So they're going to gain 6, as I said, but... Or even with 4 blockers, yeah. Damn, Shalai. Thank you, Shalai. Well done. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.